Good morning. Why have I got one person in chat and no viewers? That doesn't make any sense. Then there's 3 viewers. Good morning, people. Rightio. I have a plan. It's not a very good plan, but I have a plan. Some bus bar. The price went up on all my copper, which I'm not very happy about. I don't know what I'm doing this morning. I'm here because I have half an hour to kill before I go to work. G'day from Austria. And I need to get stuff done because I'm going to make batteries. Or more batteries. But making more batteries takes time and money. And time I haven't had lately. Add another $105 to my bill for this project. That's from West Ham Sales. It's the copper bus bar that I use for in between each cell. It's not even a bus bar, is it? It's just a copper block. And I cut it old school because it's the only thing that works. It's nice and neat and tidy. It's noisy, but it works. All right. Where's the other one gone? Out of interest, the same amount of copper last time cost me, where is it? $88. So it went up in price, which is not much fun. Not that much. Right, questions, shoot, and tell me where you're from, all that sort of garb. And I should probably put my phone on charge, except my charge is inside the house, so we're not putting the phone on charge. Why 80 batteries per cell? Because it was half of what I was originally going to do. I was going to do 160, but it was too heavy. And it looked good in my rack, and I don't know. There's no real reason for how many. It's just what it ended up as. I'm going to do a screen capture of this again today. I'm only going to be online for about an hour or so because I need breakfast and I've got to get ready for work. I'm going to do a screen capture, so when you ask a question, they're going to be able to see the question and I'm going to answer it, and it might be a little bit more interactive for those watching it whenever. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to delete this live upload and then put this one up in its place. Does that make sense? It makes sense to me. Who knows? It might make sense tomorrow. Might not. Brass from the Brass Bus Bar Saga. Still got heaps of that left. But it makes an awesome way to cut a nice straight line because I cut it with 10 snips, which is really annoying. Portugal. Steve, North Dakota, Steve. Dutch, North Dakota. How can you know how much power each pack makes? Because I test every single cell and I don't use anything under 2100 milliamp hours. Hi from Ian. What do you reckon to electric charging for people without drives, portable Powerwall? It'd be good. That's a good question. I've never really. I'm assuming you mean by charging from the grid without drives, portable Powerwall. Sorry, dude. You might have to reword that. Doesn't make any sense. What do you reckon to electric car charging for people without drives? Sorry, dude. I guess drives is misspelled for something else. I don't know. Where did I put that brass? There it is. Right. This is more walking around my shed and finding everything I've lost so I can actually do this. Kevin from Utah. Do I look happy with my Powerwall? Give me a break. It works. And it's still cheaper than the Tesla Powerwall 2. It might not be as reliable or as pretty, or, you know, it might not last anywhere near as long, but yeah, I'm happy with it. I think it's great. I mean, we've averaged 13.5 kilowatt hours every night out of it for a week. Yes, my hair, I got it all cut off. Sorry about that. Tape measure. Has anybody seen my tape measure? Tape measure. One thing I need is some organization, which I just fail to have. I put shit down and then it vanishes. Like this shed, there we are. Look. Tape measure. In UK, many of us have to park on the road, i.e. no driveways for parking. So what do you reckon on portable Powerwalls for charging? Well, if you're charging a car, it couldn't really be that portable, I guess, just because of the size of batteries that you'd need to drag out there. Wouldn't it be cheaper? I don't know. I park in my house. I could fit 20 cars in my yard, so I don't know. And I live in suburbia. Well, maybe not 20, not with my daughter's parking at any rate. Would you consider purchasing a Powerwall 2? Absolutely, yes, I would. It would be a freaking fantastic cost comparison. I think that would be great. Someone should crowdfund. Someone should start a crowdfunding so I can do one. But you know what I'd rather do? I'd rather use it for a few weeks and then cut it open. You know, what's inside style? Maybe get those guys over here to cut one open and see what's inside of it. I think that'd be great. I think that'd get me some serious hits. Have I seen the Electrodacus? Yes, I have seen the Electrodacus many, many, many times. How thick is our copper bus? I actually have a tape measure in my hand. This one here is, I think it's 2.5 centimeters. It's 2.5 centimeters, just trust me, by 1 centimeter. And it's really heavy. And that one piece, and it's, Jesus, this tape measure is good. 300 long, so 30 centimeters long. 105. So that cost me $33 just for that. It's quite heavy. And that other copper sheet there costs, I don't know, $70 or something. Close enough. This is my box of how much everything cost me. Very nondescript box, but it contains secrets. Where are we up to? Consider Powerwall 2. How thick is your bus bar? Have you seen electric Dacies? Yes. Free charging all over the place in the UK. Is it really? Oh, that's cool. Well, driveway, yard, whatever. I can fit 5 cars in my driveway. There we go. Does that clear it up? Birmingham is useless. I guess I don't know. Maybe it's just. What are the dimensions of your copper strips? They are 8mm wide by 0.3 or 0.4 millimeters. Let me get the box again. .55 millimeters. I don't even know if you can see that. 0.55 millimeters of copper. Why do you use copper over brass? I got plenty of brass. I got 14 meters of this brass bus bar. I don't know, just don't like it. no particular reason. There's no magic reason to it. TY. Okay, just as I'd hoped. Yeah, it does work. I was using thicker material for this copper. No, thinner material. That was the recycled stuff. Was about half the thickness. But it was not annealed, which means it was very weak and flopped around. Whereas that's annealed copper, and it's very rigid. It just does a better job. It's expensive, but it works. I read a report that lithium air was about to burst onto the scene. Have you heard anything in the pipeline? Apparently, fast. No idea. Sorry, dude. I don't research anything. I don't spend any time looking around for new technologies or anything like that. I'm completely consumed by my project, and that's about it, really. I don't look at the new stuff. Some have argued that I should, but I've got better things to do with my time. You know what I mean? You're like a blue Holden car. You don't go and buy a pink Ford. So you just stick with what I know. Well, what I'm learning, I guess. So I enjoy it. It's good fun. So. What's your opinion on the Electro Dacus charger? Never used one. It looks cool as all get out, and it looks like it will work. Hey, Brad. What's happening in this live stream? I'm bored, and I can't be bothered making another video about exactly the same thing, which is ironic because I'm sitting here talking about exactly the same thing again. I got nothing new to do. It all works. I had one problem with a fuse the other day, but I might put it into a video. But it's boring shit. The fuse kept tripping. I mean, and it was only in between my charge control and my battery, so it wasn't really anything. I don't know. I just think my content's getting boring, so I'm just sort of trying to get some work done and replace some of this back in the account after my kids went away. It caused a lot of caused a bit of stress. Not for me, wifey. So got to work on that. Happy wife, happy life. Something like that. I wish it was happy husband, happy wife, but it doesn't work like that. Old stuff is reliable. No, I know a lot of cars out there that are old that aren't reliable. No, old stuff isn't reliable. Old stuff that's still working, I guess, is reliable, James. Kevin Green, I'm a nightmare. I'm into everything, worse than a toddler. Look, there's nothing wrong with that. I'm not someone that can sit here and read about stuff. And I mean, even Tesla Powerwall, I looked at the Powerwall 2, I looked at the stat sheet and went, it's got a 5 kilowatt hour charger. The only thing that come to mind is I need to buy another charger. I need to buy another inverter. So I have more battery power and more energy creation capabilities. That's the only thing that come into my mind, apart from who's gonna give me $10,000 to buy one, $9,800 or something in Australia. My wife won't, I assure you. How much has your Powerwall cost you? How much power does it produce? Okay, so there was a live stream that I did about that a few weeks ago that had all of that information. I think from memory, it was about, I'm just going to say $5,000. Yeah, okay, so I think in total it cost, I think about $6,000, maybe $6,300 is where I'm at right now. I haven't looked for a few weeks, so this is not accurate. And so I've made about that's 6,300. And this is off the top of my head, I'm sorry. Now, once you subtract kind donations, which there has been a few, both big and small, Patreon, a few dollars from Patreon, and now YouTube income, the price has come down to about $4,500. Because I mean, let's face it, I did this whole project to try and make YouTube income. I'm not hiding that. There's a lot of things that I wouldn't have done the way I've done them without the YouTube side of things. And I think the YouTube side of things has forced me to do it better, forced me to do it without cutting corners, so to speak, which is a good thing. Now, I'm definitely a person that will just run and just try and get it done and spit it out the door. But yeah, YouTube has forced me to do it better. But as a result, I have made an income from YouTube. It is not an income that I can even live off for 1 week. Hell, it wouldn't even pay my, well, I don't know what bill. Look, in total, I know there's some YouTube law that I'm not allowed to say exactly how much I've earned. I got in trouble for that last time, and I still don't know whether you're allowed to do it or not. I know a lot of people are trending and saying how much they earn on YouTube. But look, if I was to go over to the lifetime of this project for the last 12 months, it'd be like $25 a week that I make from this YouTube project. Granted, in the beginning, that was like $7 a month. And say in the last 3 months, that's been more like $700 in 3 months, maybe even a little bit more. So the price of my Powerwall is constantly going down. I haven't taken into account how much energy it produces, which on average, since my daughters have come home last week, this time last week I picked my daughters up, and they were really good before they left with power, but once they come back, it got a lot hotter. So we're running fans and a few, we've got one air conditioner that runs off the batteries. And of course, because it's hotter nights, the fridge and freezer are working harder. We've got a big ice machine and all that sort of shit. So the last couple of weeks, the last week or so, we've been using about, what I can work out is 13 kilowatt hours, which is 250 amp hours or something. What I'll do is I'll change my screen around for you. I'll leave my audio here, but I'll show you my, I haven't got two screens hooked up on this computer. Application window. Google Hangout. Ah, that's cool. No, application window, your entire screen. Oh, okay, yeah. Okay, so that should turn my screen on. Now I can't see your comments now, unfortunately, but you should be able to see my setup here. So to run through this again, and I know lots of people always want me to do it. This square here, this BVM reader, now that is that little round meter I've got in the shed, and that gives me a rough indication of how much the batteries are charged and all that sort of stuff. So it says average discharge is 236 kilowatt hours. Now, I base that 236. You go onto one of these online calculators, and then you go amp hours to kilowatt hours, and that's all I'm doing. It's no mathematical genius here. So I got 223, and then, or even last night you can see there consumed energy 171 amp hours, give or take. Like breakfast is probably yet to be made, so that's going to jump up to 200 kilowatt hours pretty fast. But as you can still see, we've got 53 volts. And a lot of people grab this number here, last depth of discharge, that was yesterday. Average depth of discharge is this one here. I take that number there and put that in one field, so 236, and then put 54 volts in the other field. A lot of people say you got to put 48 volts, but your amp hours and all that sort of stuff is worked on your voltage, I believe. So I times that, or whatever the equation is. I use one of those online calculators. I don't know what the equation is. I do 54 kilowatt hours, 54 volts, which is the average between 57 and 48. I never even get below 52. So that gives me, that's how I work that out. So right or wrong, that's how I do it. So it's in, say we go 10 kilowatt hours a night. That's $2.50 worth of power, or give or take, a night. So that also comes in the equation of how much it costs me. This one here is Solar Patrol. So this one does the inverter. As you can see, I don't have any PV input voltage because I sold those panels. So there's no PV in voltage anymore, which is a good thing because now my inverter doesn't get so hot. It's a bad thing because instead of having my batteries charged by 12 o'clock every day, it's 3 o'clock in the afternoon before they're charged. So good and a bad. You get that, don't you? Battery capacity means nothing. There is no internal shunt within these units, and that number is just magically picked out of a hat. It doesn't stand for anything in reality. Output power 428 watts, load percent 10. I don't know if that's accurate, the temperature. I have no idea what bus voltage is. I haven't looked into that. Output voltage is 230 volts. So, and this one here, MPP tracker, obviously that's from the system on my roof, and I'm pointing to the roof and you can't see it. And I will get back to questions in a second. So I got 95 volts coming in, 106 volts, and 3.75 amps and 200 watts. So that's charging the batteries. And this one here is my grid tie. So that one's producing 360 watts, and it's 6 o'clock in the morning, so that's pretty good. And you can see from this chart here, we did 26 kilowatt hours yesterday on that one, 36. I'm just looking for the highest one, 36. I think the highest it's ever been is like 39, 36. So the high is pretty consistent, and the low is 8 kilowatt hours for a day. So that's a horrible day. But these are the days that my batteries really kick in because it runs the house all day without pulling anything from the grid. When that saves me. But we've had a lot of good days lately. We haven't had rain for a while. We actually need some rain. So, okay. So we're going to stop sharing that as well. Any questions, I shall answer them again in a second for you. Right, and we're back on that screen. Now I can see chat. Right, catch up on, what do you call it? Oh, so question, how much does it all cost me? Not as much as what you'd think. So add everything all together and it does drop, and it drops every day, and that's the thing that I'm counting on. I'm hoping 12 months it pays for itself and then gives me some extra income. So that'd be really cool. Fernando, yes, I'm live. Where do you get fuse wire from? Okay, there is a video. Oh crap, where's my fuse wire there? I did a video a few weeks ago. It was called Power Shed, I think, or Battery Shed. There's two videos, Power Shed and Battery Shed. In the descriptions of those two videos was lists and lists of stuff of where I got all this stuff from. Yes, I want you to go back and look at another video, but I just don't remember it and I can't search it. But this is the wire. It's on a little tiny spool. It is 0.24 millimeter enamel coated winding wire. So it's the stuff they put in little motors and stuff like that. So that's the wire that I use. I don't know if there's any usable 0.26 millimeter. You're never going to be able to read that on the live feed. It'll never focus. Come on, focus, you fuck. That didn't work. But yeah, so that's the wire that I use for my fuses, and that works really well. I know I carried on a bit about my fuses and stuff like that, but it's mainly because I didn't understand how it worked and the importance of it. But I can promise you, this has saved me at least once. Absolutely guaranteed it saved me once. We've also, me and the Sparky have also talked about putting this fuse wire negative and positive. He is actually doing that, but I think the extra effort it takes to solder in this wire, I'm not going to do it, because I think one side is more than enough. That's all you really need. I think putting it on both sides may just be overkill. And then you got twice as much to check if something goes wrong. I mean, I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I'm just saying it's not for me. So, okay. Lex Bix, new 18650 versus used 18650 for a DIY Powerwall? Question mark. I don't know. Try it and let us all know. Well, actually, buy a Powerwall, because that's what that is. I don't have access to that much. I don't want to use new cells. I don't want to spend, what, $5 per cell. That said, some of these crap cells that I've been buying lately are shit house. But it's part of the game. I'm not complaining about it. It's just what it is. Why not the Sleeve Customs? I don't enjoy reading vague articles on stuff that's not going to hit our market anytime soon. Yes, that seems to be the way with Powerwall. I mean, they did that last time, and they changed a few things, and they changed specifications, and yeah, it's a bit weird, but I guess I think Tesla are good at two things: marketing and marketing. They are bloody brilliant at it. I mean, I reckon they're up there with Apple with their ability to push the products. I really do. And don't get me wrong, I love the products. I just can't freaking afford them like everybody else on the planet. Right, we're gonna do some questions. Let's get some questions done. Sleepy ZZZ, I just got here. Okay, I like your name. That's kind of cool. Fernando, today I completed a year with lithium power on my home. Yeah, get in, Fernando. Jesus Christ, I just look like a 12-year-old type. Yeah, that or an old man going to a rock concert. Lex, sorry, I swear to God, I'm going deaf and blind. LEBBIX, what's your favorite 18650 cell manufacturer? They all are. Sorry, I've never even looked at a spec sheet on a cell. I don't care about specs. I don't care about anything. The only thing I care about is, did it get hot, and is it over 2100 milliamp hours when I test it? Two considerations. That's all I need. Okay, I love your Powerwall enclosure. Was that already erected, or did you start from scratch? Okay, the Powerwall enclosure is a $80 shed I bought off Gumtree, off eBay. Like, it's off an online auction site sort of thing, and you just put it down. Unless you're talking about the mounts. And again, if you are talking about the mounts, if you go back to, I'm gonna have to find it. I don't know where it is. There's a whole heap of links that I've done with how I've made it, and there's a lot of videos out there where I've given away the link to that product and how to make it and all that sort of stuff. One up the sleeve customs, 25 bucks a week. You're recouping your massive outlays. I don't think they are massive outlays, but yes, I am recouping it. And that I like that. I kind of see that every week, and I enjoy the income from YouTube. It's another way of, you know, justifying me spending so much time on it. Okay, I thought I'd try a generator into the system. Kevin Green. No, I have not tried running on veggie oil. I have a generator, but it's just a petrol generator that I bought for, I think, about 40 bucks or something. It's only 1,000 watts, but it'll get me through. Okay, it looks like I'm absolutely way behind. Thought I'm trying a generator, done that one. Did it? No, I haven't watched Off-Grid Kid. I haven't watched any of my subscribers' videos for probably 3 weeks. I have been busy. I will have a marathon and catch up on all of them. I try and go through everyone I subscribe to with video-wise. I try and support them the same way that I'd like to be supported, and I watch their entire video from beginning to end. Even if I'm standing over there working, I listen to it. There's lots of videos that I listen to. Even Casey knows that. I mean, you can't really watch that video. You can't really just listen to that video. You got to watch it because that's part of his skill, I guess. But One Up the Sleeve Customs and Jehu and all the rest of them, I watch from beginning to end. I don't fast forward any ads, and that's just the thing that I do. I want to try and support the other people that support me. I will always play your video from beginning to end to try and help you out. Even if it's an hour video, I'll just leave it in the background and just play it. So that's, yeah. If a battery goes, okay, Sleepy says that if a battery goes bad, do you always have to desolder the batteries and take them apart? Yes, you do. There's no getting around it. That's how I designed it. It's unfortunate, but you know, it's what I signed up for. In Anna's Soul Sounds, how many 1850s to power 20? I have no idea. I've never pulled apart a drill pack. Focus, yeah, fuck. Yeah. I like AVE. AVE is awesome. And he's a subscriber, which makes me feel like, holy shit. Someone said the other day we should try and do a live feed or something with a few of us. See if we can get Jehu, myself, AVE would be awesome. Renault's super genius. Even Nerdville. See if we can do a group sort of a chat and smash it out. I reckon that'd rock. I think that'd be good fun. It'd be logistically difficult because we're all in completely different parts of the world, but I'll stay up all night to be a part of that if anybody's keen. Or if anybody wants to come here and do a live feed with me, I mean, that'd be cool as well. Maybe on a Friday night or something. I don't drink very much, but geez, it'd be funny if I got on the piss and started talking rubbish on here. I don't know if it would be good or not, but what are we doing, folks? Kevin, he's not using all the same brand cells. No, they are way different. Wolf. I don't know what that is, but cool. Am I an electrical engineer? No, I am absolutely not. I am more qualified to make a kebab than I am to play with this Powerwall. That's wrong. I'm more qualified to fix a mobile phone. Board level mobile phone. Well, maybe the older ones, not the newer ones. I can't do the new ones. I suck at the new ones. Eyes are going, you can't focus. So no, I am not an electrical engineer. It'd be a cool job to have if you're good at it. You'd have to be good at it. There's only probably 1% of people in the world that are actually good at that job. Now, Nerdville, I think he's an electrical engineer. He should be. He's good at it. I like the way his brain thinks. He's a good guy. What thermal camera do you use to check the cells? It's a Fleur i7 and it's not mine, and I borrow it from time to time. If you go back to the video with the, not the Prius, the Nissan Leaf, we went through a few things about the cameras. The cheap one that Aaron had is about 300 bucks. I think mine's 3,000. Well, the one I borrow is about 3,000 or something. But even Aaron had a little small one, and it worked because, like, all that you do is got to see temperature differences. You know, it worked really well. For what it was, bang for buck, it was great. P.S. I am new. Welcome. G-E-V-A-R-Y. Grevier. Anyway, it doesn't matter. If I pronounce your names wrong, it's nothing personal. It's just, it's really small, 1.5 meters away. Fernando, Panasonic cells are good, but easy to find more Samsungs into the packs. Yes, there's lots of Samsungs in the packs. My favorite cell, Samsung 28A. What do you think of 14-hour kilowatt hour? Yeah, I think it's awesome. I think it's fantastic, and I want one. I said this earlier in the chat. I want one for 2 reasons. So I can compare it against mine. Hands down, it's going to be better than mine, isn't it? I mean, you can't put water cooling into a friggin' battery and it not be better. Not that we even get hot here, but I think it'd be awesome to take a screwdriver to. I really would. I'd like to open that sucker up and have a look. Man, I appreciate it. Do I watch Jehu Garcia? Go back and have a look at one of my videos called Vegemite. Jehu is a big reason, a lot of the reasons why I did this project. So I got, first and foremost, it's Vic Hybrid. He bought lithium batteries, the ones that are like in Jehu's car, and he said, you should do a lithium battery. And I said, I can't afford to do a lithium battery. And he said, you should. And he's a computer tech as well. He said, why don't you use laptop batteries? I'd already seen Jehu's progress on his battery packs that he made a long time ago. I've followed Jehu since the beginning of the Samba Bus project. So he gave me the idea. Jehu sort of mushed it into my head and said, wait a minute, this guy can do it. I can do it as well. And then it proceeded on from there. And then Jehu promoted my channel. I had 666 subscribers on the day that he opened my package. I sent him Vegemite live on his channel. And ever since then, I have been more focused and dedicated to do this project. And yes, thanks, Jehu. He's a good man. He's a very good person. He's given me lots and lots and lots of good tips, private messaging me and stuff, and entertaining my stupid questions. One of the big things he taught me was how to deal with the haters. And there are a lot of haters. But he really, really helped me sort of move in the direction of not letting it eat your soul away. So full credit to Jehu. Thanks, buddy. You're a champion. I even offered to pay Jehu to help me out. And this was before he was he's a busy guy now. And he didn't take any money. He said, send me Vegemite. So I did. And it cost me a lot of money to get Vegemite. It cost a lot of money. It cost almost $100 to send Vegemite from Australia to him. It only cost $40 for the actual Vegemite and stuff itself. But yeah, that was good. Sorry, I digress. I'm talking shit today, aren't I? Sorry, guys. I really like these live chats because I can chat. Would it be able to combine a hydroelectric power generator with a DIY's Powerwall? I guess so. If you had water, I don't know. I don't have that much water. My mate in Tasmania has a lot of water. Have a look at mate's Tassie Hydro, I think. He's got a little hydro setup. It's very, very cool. I want to go back there when it's snowing and have a look at how it runs. Okay, sounds like a fair deal. I do the same. Generally listen, and if there seems to be something interesting, take a peek. Yep. Yeah, that refers back to my comment about listening to things. I also like supporting people, and I think this platform is a good way for people that don't have a lot, like a lot of money or resources or whatever else, actually to make some stuff. And like, there's lots of channels that I watch and stuff of. I really enjoy watching people dig wells all over third world countries and stuff like that. That sounds like a really weird thing, but they're taking what they have, i.e. a piece of stick and an old ice cream bucket attached to some rope, and they dig a frigging well and get fresh water. And that sort of stuff, I like watching the effort and the reward for effort and stuff with that sort of stuff. They take what they have and they use it and they make something from it. That sounds like a really dumb thing, but hey, it's what it is. Casey probably have a Powerwall 2 in his mail time. I wouldn't. No, I don't think. I don't think Casey Neistat has the advertising ability that that old Elon Musk has. I think he's got it down pat. Powerwall 2 at $5,000 seems cheap. Unfortunately, it's $9,500 or something installed in Australia. And that's before the government decides that they want to tax it or take more feed-in tariffs off you or something. So it does seem cheap considering you get a 5 kilowatt inverter that peaks at 7 kilowatt. I mean, mine's a 4 kilowatt inverter and peaks at 8 kilowatt, but there's no way I'd take it to 8 kilowatt. We'd just make magic white smoke and the pixies would come out. So that's not going to happen. You get water cooling and you get a bunch of cells. And I think some people did some calculations about $3.50 per cell or something. It's good value, there's no doubt. There's absolutely no doubt it's good value. We'll see what actually gets released when they release it. Okay, anyway, bro, finally caught the live feed, be it late. Chris, welcome. I'm wanting a DIY Powerwall just to run my PC, which will fall back mains power. Yeah, of course it's possible. Anything's possible if you can do it. You can get, and if you have any of these pink cells, they are LG ABD 11865s. I need a heap of them for another project. Or these. You could just simply get 3 of these cells and hook it up to a 12-volt inverter, and it'd work, be it for a very short period of time. But yes, you can do that. You can do a little eBay or Gumtree or whatever, little 12-volt power supply. Of course, it can be done. Anything can be done. Okay. Oh man, how far behind am I? I'm a lot behind. Sorry. What is your depth of discharge? I guess lately it's been about, I haven't really looked. If I go back, it's saying 64% at the moment. So maybe 50% depth of discharge. Yeah, about 50% depth of discharge, I'd say would be fair. Chris Chester, what have I missed? Probably not as much as I've missed below in this chat. And I've sort of got 10 minutes left and I've got to bail. I love kebabs. I used to be a kebab boy. Before I did computers, 17 years ago, I managed kebab shops. Loved it. It was good. It's almost like this, and you talk to people every day and you made their food, and it was good. I liked making kebabs. I liked eating them too. But doesn't show at all. James Madden, do you use MPPT? Yes, both in the PIP 4048 is got an MPPT charge controller, and the PCM60X is a MPPT charge controller. I have used PWM and they suck. Completely, they're cheap and they worked at the time, but now they just wouldn't cut it. Christian, I found a cheap supply of copper bus bar. Yeah, get in, cheap is good. It's all personal. You need to learn all of their names, and I won't stop until you know mine. No, don't know yours. Sorry, dude. Just wanted to say thank you for doing all this video. I just finished watching all the 8650. You watched all of my videos in a week. That's madness. But thank you. Getting solar panels installed in a few weeks and gearing up for my power. That's awesome. Jehu is my hero. Thanks, James. Hero, yeah, he's good at what he does. I think he's going to go a long way. If he can keep up the videos and stuff, he's going to make a good living out of this, and I think that's fantastic. Good evening from the Netherlands, and I think you have a very nice crate. You can see a crate in the background? Mr. R.A. Dad, good afternoon from Montana. How are you, Mr. Dad? I'm just going to call you Mr. Dad because it just... MTRADAD. Anyway, it doesn't matter. There goes another name. Elon, how much has your Powerwall cost you? We went through this a little bit earlier. About $6,000, $6,300 minus all the YouTube income, minus how much power I've created. It's probably cost me $4,500 or less. Would you change anything if you started again? Yes, I would. I would change a few things. I would buy 50 discharges, use them all, and then sell them again at the end. You'd hardly lose it. With the way this is growing, you'd hardly lose any money on the discharges as long as they all worked. That way you could crank through so many more. You'd get it done quicker. It'd be better. I wouldn't. When I first started, I built all the packs of 2,600, 2,500, 2,400, and my plan was just to keep replacing out packs until I got an entire pack of 2,600 milliamp hours. I did that wrong. Bus bars did wrong. Yeah, made some mistakes. There's no doubt about that. Okay, both you have inspired me to start building my battery packs. I'm currently collecting batteries. Eagle, enjoy the ride. Eagle for Life 69. What do you do for a living? I see really impressive set behind you. Cool, man. I am a computer tech, and that's all I've done for the last 16 years. I work in this shed every day, just fixing computers, basically. And PlayStations and Xboxes and Wiis. I got a guy that subbies for me that does all the plasma, all the big TVs and stuff like that. And a guy who works behind me does all the mobile phone repairs. I don't do any mobile phone repairs. It got to a stage where I sold my mobile phone repair shop. It was a long time ago, but there was a 5-year clause when I sold my mobile phone shop that I wasn't allowed to do a mobile phone repair within 250 kilometers of where I lived at the time, which is only just up the road from where I am now. So I couldn't do mobile phones for 5 years. And I think that's common in a lot of contracts when you sell a business. And I just got out of it and I just didn't want to do it anymore. My eyes hurt when I look at small shit. So I do my own mobile phone repairs, but he does all the rest of them. So, and that's the old fella you see walking around from time to time. He just does it for a hobby. He doesn't make a living from it. Another cool channel. Any other cool channels that I can screw up? Go on my main page down the right-hand side. There's a few that I always look at. They're the ones I look at. I try and look at really regularly, and then I subscribe to about 200 channels. So there's a lot out there that I watch. Sorry about the haters. Marmite is the real yeast spread. Nah, sorry. Live in Australia. Marmite sucks. Big dog's balls. Vegemite is the go. I'm sorry. You don't like it, go drive a Holden. We wish you had to stay on sun here in the UK. Tremendous work, and thank you for your help in Birmingham, UK. Thanks for watching and tuning in, buddy. Tassie Hydro is all over. Total capacity. Not my mate setup. It's only like a couple of 100 watts. Right. Sorry, I'm so far behind. When you talk about watching third world stuff and how they do things, it's not dumb. I do exactly the same thing and love to see other people solve problems. There is so much to learn from others. Yes, the world is a beautiful place. What is the soldering temperature on the cells? I don't know what the soldering temperature is, and my nose is pissing me off. Right, that's going to make for good footage on YouTube. Soldering temperature, I don't know. It's a 40 watt soldering iron. Fernando, see you later. I know you're probably already gone. I actually pulled 7 kilowatt out of my PIP 48 at most during a short amount of time, but I've seen it and it's still alive. I don't think it could handle it for very long though. 7 kilowatt, Jesus, I've never tried that. I think we got to, me and the Sparky, I think we got to about 6 and bailed, and it was like for 1 second. It was almost, I didn't even catch it on video. It was like, and it was gone again. So any news on using lower capacity cells? The price is, yes, I know, Chris, you asked this question in a video the other day. I don't really want to use lower cells. it would make a good video, but I don't really want to use lower cells. DIY UK DIY Powerwall, the green setup, is using lower cells, and all of these cells are different. All of these packs are different sizes. I don't want to do that because I want mine to look. I know this sounds stupid, but I want it to look good and consistent across the board. I like it looking good. I mean, what do I say? I mean, part of this project is all the blue cells, and anyway, so I might do one eventually, especially if I try doing some more packs. But at the moment, I give all my old cells away, or I tried selling them, but I don't want to sell something that might be possibly stuffed. So I basically give them all to Aaron. He's doing a different project altogether. He can definitely utilize the lower cells because he's not space critical. So I'll see what I can do. Okay, I'm not going to guarantee it. I might make a clown version of one and just sort of take one out, put one in, and just see how it holds up. That might be a good test. Tricky's World. Hey, yay, I caught you live again. Evening, Pete. I'm now ready to turn my first kilowatt hour together. How thick is your copper bus bar? 0.55 of a millimeter. Tricky. I'm building an 18650 portable 600 watt power supply that fits in a toolbox to run my laptops and cameras. That's a good idea, Brad. One up the sleeve customs. What is your opinion on adding a large DC capacitor to compensate for the instantaneous power peak draws? I don't have a problem with peak power draws. I can draw a 4,000 watt load, which is an 80 amp load, and the battery voltage drops by less than a volt, I think, from memory. So the sag is nothing. Yeah, large DC capacitors for my scale, useless. You are awesome, man. Gravy, I just have to agree. Nobody else does. Not too many other people do, but I think I'm awesome, which is the main thing in life, isn't it? Kevin Green, Steve, that will be my first high volt build. Slevin even. Okay, where am I at? That's a great price. Well done. Have you found a better meter for the individual packs? A better meter. Sorry, I don't understand, Chris. A better meter for individual packs. Oh, I'm guessing you mean these things. I'm not going to open it. Yeah, you just get the lower voltage ones. I haven't ordered it yet because no money. They're only $30, but I've got better things to spend the money on at the moment. And Christmas is coming up too, which is important. Yeah, I'll just get the ones that go from 2.5 volts and we'll be good to go. You should check altcoin trading to make some money, expand the Powerwall. No, that's never happening again. Daniel, do you have any recommendations, say 100 UAMP pictures? Okay, I can't answer that. I've got to go to work. See you, Brad. Hi, Newcastle here, watching this stream on my 100-inch projector. Should I take my shirt off? If 100, my man boobs on a 100-inch projector would look awesome. Actually, we digress. 0.55 of a millimeter. Cool, mate. Some lag there. Yeah, I know there's a bit of lag. There's a bit of lag with me answering questions. God. I wasn't going live, but then I was bored, and then I thought, well, people would come into the room, and then there's 47 people in the room, and now I was going to build some bus bars, and I haven't done a single thing. And I need to go and get ready for work. A little OCD, thanks. By the way, dead grid tie inverters, great parts, especially the copper coils. That might be a good thing. I just bought a Fleur i7, your fault. I'll take the credit. Check out Solar Shed. He's doing something with cheap MPPT. I wonder if you considered using 80 to 100 battery in series and you not have to convert from DC. No, I haven't considered that because in Australia I'm not allowed to work with anything over 120 volts DC. Under 120 volts DC I can work with myself. Obviously 240 volt I can't, so no, I haven't thought about doing that at all. In fact, all my solar panels are only at 100 volts going down to my charge controller. That would be better if I could crank that up a little bit, but I want to keep all this legal. DIY Tesla Powerwall. Anything you cheaped out on and regretted? There's lots of things I've cheaped out on. I've bought cheap cells and regretted that every single time I do it, and yet I still do it. There's lots of things I've cheaped out on. I can't list them, but yes, there's steps I've taken in this project that I haven't recorded on HBpowerwall. I haven't uploaded the video that I've really regretted. The ways. One thing that I did was, and this is not on video. I haven't put this on video. One thing that I did was, and I really regret this now. I really regret it because I ended up redoing probably 20 hours worth of work. So this is it Kevlar tape? I don't know. It's the electrical tape. On the plus side, what I did was I decided that I didn't actually need this tape. And I didn't decide I didn't need it. I did a whole pack and I forgot to put it on. And it's to go sort of down here underneath the bus bars, so the little knobs of solder don't touch the bus bars. And I used to use 10mm bus bars. So I didn't put this tape on, and it bit me in the ass hard because something shorted out, something went wrong. It was all my fault. There's no magical, blaming somebody else bullshit here. It was all my fault. I did something stupid. My dog ran past me, and I didn't catch this particular thing. Didn't catch on camera. Had I have had this tape underneath the positive bus bar, and had I have had 8mm wide bus bar rather than 10mm wide bus bar, it wouldn't have been a problem. But it turned out to be a huge problem. I lost 2 entire packs. They didn't burn up and they didn't catch fire and all that sort of shit. I got so pissed off, I literally just took them and put them in the recycling bin, much like this. But that is something I definitely learnt, and I won't be doing it again. But that's not the only mistake I've made, I promise you. But that's one that comes to mind that I didn't publicise, because I was pretty embarrassed, if I should admit, because it was a dumb mistake and I shouldn't have done it. I know better. So there you go. There's a freebie. All the 39 people looking now just got something that nobody else has ever got. I don't even think my wife knows about that because I was that embarrassed. What do we got? Switches it into a sine curve and then you get right level of a PW view to keep it still. Okay, I have no idea. I've lost with that comment. Sorry, guys. Tricky's World. Have you kept all the circuit boards out of the battery packs? No, I haven't kept any of them. They've all gone back to the recycling centre. Thanks, I will. Do you ever think about what your live views are doing at the moment? What your live views are doing at the moment? Sitting, eating, getting naked. Oh wait, wrong video. Yeah, wrong channel, guys. It was funny. No, now I've got this image in my head. You're a prick. Go away. You're gonna get banned. Oh, that was good. Like that. That's politically correct. That's what I don't want to be here. I want to be open and honest. And comments like that will offend some people. They do not offend me. I just laugh and I think. Anyways, moving on. Is it possible to run the PIP without a battery? Yeah, no, you can't run it without a battery because its primary source of power is the battery. And running the PIP, what's the M? 4048S. Maybe I'm thinking about the wrong one. I don't know. My PIP 4048, I can't run it without a battery, without batteries, because it just doesn't turn on. It just beeps. and it's really an annoying beep. Are you working on getting your shed cool for the summer or my winter? I've got some stuff on the roof, as you can see in that corner there, and it does keep, it's got like sarking, I think they call it. It's like a tin foil, and then underneath that I got insulation bats, but it still gets 40 or 50 degrees in here, and it is pretty bloody hot. But that's sort of part of it, I guess. I work in a shed, can't complain. Oh, wait a minute, no, I complain constantly, but nobody listens. One last thing, would you invest in a spot welder for individual cell connections or make... no, I wouldn't invest in it. No, I wouldn't make one. I would make one just so I could blow it up, just because it'd be good on my channel, but I've always said that I don't want to... From the get-go, I never wanted a spot welder. I don't think... e-bike, absolutely. Spot welder all the way. Car, yes, spot welder. For a Powerwall that sits in the same spot, it doesn't move, there's no stresses on the batteries whatsoever. Spot welder, bah. I reckon the soldering iron's going to be fine. And let's face it, in 12 months, 18 months, 2 years' time, if my Powerwall is still running, I'm going to be in good position to tell every single person out there that said, you should spot weld, that you suck. Well, maybe not you suck, but you were wrong, or I was right, or we were both right, nobody was wrong. I don't know, but we're going to find that out. Have you tested a full short on a charged pack to see how much damage it would cause? Yes, not a full pack. I've done, and these are another videos that I didn't do. In the early days, I basically got one of these packs, not with good cells, with all like 1,000 milliamp hour cells. I put 80 of them together, and I thought it'd be a good video to make. So I actually built up the power. I built it all up, and then what I did was I had a piece of copper sheet, and all that I did was I put it down on the copper sheet and walked away. Absolute dead short. It had the fuses and everything else. Guess what happened? About 50% of the fuses died within a few minutes. The piece of copper just warped because it got so hot, and nothing else much really happened. It was very anticlimactic. Maybe if I chuck it in salt water or something, I don't know. But yeah, it just blew a hole in the fuses, and then it got really, really hot. And then by the time it was out of energy, it had nothing left in any of the cells. Nothing really happened. And that was back in the days where I was trying to actually I was trying to work out the fuses. I was trying to work out, people were telling me things, and I was trying to understand what those things actually meant in the real world, rather than just listening to somebody and saying, okay, that must be law. It's a bit like a copper pulling you up and said, you're speeding. And the first thing you say back to him is, prove it. And let's face it, they can now, but I don't like someone walking up and just telling me something and then saying, you have to do this, without any sort of backup. So I went through a month of just trying to blow shit up, and nothing went on the channel because it was hard to film, and yeah. Geez, I took that a little bit too far, didn't I? Rightio. What charge controller inverter do you recommend for a 48-volt system? I like the PIP 2424MSX. It had the quietest. I actually really regret selling that inverter. It would have been a good inverter to keep hanging around. But the 24-volt system, I like that one. There's probably a lot out there, and I haven't used any others, so I'm saying I liked it, but it's based on, I like my wife, but never had anybody else. Does that make any sense? Is it possible to run the PIP without a battery? What is happening with this? It's just, people must be asking the same question 3 times. The PIP MS, oh, that's what I have. No, you can't. 4048 MS. Is it possible to run the PIP 48 without battery, depending on the grid and solar panel. No, you can't. Even if you had the grid attached to it and the solar panel attached to it, it wouldn't turn on. It needs the batteries as the primary source of energy. What's your lowest acceptable amp hour rating that you keep? 2100 milliamp hours. I do not keep anything under that. Yep, the hybrid will run without a battery, but not the home. Oh, there you go. Oh, because that'll just feed into the grid. And there comes the burping. Anybody doesn't like the burping, unsubscribe right now. There's not much I can do about it, unfortunately. How did you end up on my recommendation page? It's magic. It's YouTube magic. I think it's some algorithm that YouTube use, and they sort of base you on keywords and where you surf around and stuff like that. I think that's how I think it happens. I wish it would happen some more. Have you seen it? Have you seen the Tesla solar panel roof tiles? 1 second. I haven't even watched the video yet. I'm talking about watching the video. I have to go. I don't like doing too long of live feeds because people don't watch them all later on. When you have seen the Tesla solar panel, by the way, got you Syrian viewer here. Love your vids. Cheers. Thanks, man. DIY Powerwall. DIY Tesla Powerwall. Have you tested a cell capacity before and straight after soldering to see the temperature did to the capacity? No, I haven't. But I can guarantee. Okay, so let's go into that question a little bit more. Soldering, I haven't got an accurate enough way of testing the capacity on a battery. Anybody that thinks that tester, in all of its $40 value or cost, would ever give the same capacity reading 1 in every 10 times you do it, even if it's 1% out. I'm talking the same reading is in Dreamland. I have got 7 of these, a couple of them are dead, and I had a couple 4S's that I sold, and I could not get the same capacity on. I did 100 cells, and I tested them all through each charger. I wrote each one down, and on each individual charger there was never the same capacity twice on the same cell, and some of them were like 400 milliamp hours difference. I think some of them were a lot more. I did 10 cells through one discharger 10 times. And this is one of those videos I didn't upload because it just ended up being a mush of bullshit information that you couldn't extrapolate anything from. And they weren't the same. You couldn't get a consistent across the board. So testing a cell after you've soldered it, and it doesn't work. There's no way. You need some sort of lab level awesomeness to actually get that to work in a way that anyone would believe it. And by the way, I think I cracked about 9,000 cells of testing yesterday, the day before yesterday. 9,000 cells of testing. That is horrible considering I've only kept about 3,000 of them. I'd love to be able to do a series showing doing this on extreme budget, but having narcolepsy, I don't think trying to work on a camera working with electric would be a good idea. Look, I reckon, okay, extreme budget. I reckon I've done this on a fairly good budget. I've hustled and I've asked a question, and I haven't gone as far as begging you guys for help. Well, at least I don't think I have. I've not consciously done that. But I think I've done this on a fairly good budget. It's taken, what, 13 months? But extreme budget, you couldn't do, I guess where you are in the world, I guess it has a bearing on what extreme budget is. Chris, I bought the 2424 MS exclusive videos. Excellent. You should love it. And budget, yes. And they've come down a bit in price too, which is good. How many cells have I got in the Powerwall? I've got 2,240 at the moment, and I am about 120 cells short. So, and I've got, so that's another 1,000 cells built. So I've got 11 and a half battery packs built to go to my 30 kilowatt hour. I'm trying to get this 30 kilowatt hour thing done. And budget. How many cells you got in the Powerwall? How planned do you build the magnet? I am going 30 kilowatt hours in the near future. But I would like to double that in size. But after the 30 kilowatt hours, what I'm going to do is I'm going to stockpile. I'm going to still collect as many laptop batteries as I can. Stockpile several thousand laptop batteries, and then probably in a few months' time, I'm going to have a break from doing this project. See if the YouTube income and stuff like that can actually sort of recoup some of the funds, and then I'll start the next round. I'd like to go 60 kilowatt hours in total. I think that's a realistic goal, and for my household use, it would give me what 4 or 5 days of 24-hour use if something happened, without having to worry about watching power and stuff like that, which would be really good. And if I could get a second inverter, which I really, really want, and I wanted to do it 5,000 subscribers, but my kids went away, so I really did promise to get another inverter at 5,000 subscribers, but I'm sorry, I broke that promise. There was no pinky promises involved, so okay. No more questions. I'm going to answer the rest of the questions that are here. Please don't ask any more questions so I can catch. Oh, there's only a few more. Okay, good. Can you say the dimensions and weight of one of your packs that stands upright behind you? And how many cells? Okay, so that is about 3.5 or 4 kilos, and there's 80 cells in it. And the dimensions is 20 cells by 18650. No, by 65 millimeters. So it's 80. I think it's 80 wide. My nose is killing me. Where did I put the tape measure? There it is. Oh yeah, it's 65 wide. There's 65 there. 80 there. And 405 there. 400, so 40, just over 40 centimeters long. Nissan have built a 1 megawatt hour battery and used it out of his. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Where do you get your cells? Anywhere I can. I'm going to start spending a bit more time trying to get some more cells, but anywhere I can. At the moment, a lot of them are coming from YouTube subscribers and just selling me their extras, which I really, really appreciate. Trying to get this last 100 done. We get ourselves. How do you collect these? Is it just eBay? It's anyway. Like I said, it's anyway. Okay, guys. I'm all caught up on comments now, so I am going to leave it there so I can go and get ready for work. I'm going to try and do another live feed, like sort of 12 hours out from now, so I can catch more different sort of group of people, I guess. So I would like to thank everyone for tuning in again. It looks like we had quite a few viewers. I'll catch you on the next one. I'll try and do another video. I've got a few videos in production. I've deleted a few. Yeah, I've got to get some good videos up. But thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Thank you.